Before you got to blame this 13 years old who was apparently blessed with genes you will never possess, just as a reference point, he's only been skating around like 2 to 3 years, and now you're constantly comparing yourself to this standard and hence you're not enjoying longboarding or longboard dancing in general. Listen. Okay, first of all, little disclaimer. Before you watch this video, I would totally understand if you're getting offended all the time, but all I'm here for is just to give you a reason enough to enjoy skating and to progress and not being so much in your head all the time. I mean, if after this lecture you're still having so many complaints about your skate progress, you can just vent in my comment section. I mean, it lacks some color. So why am I making this video? Basically because people like him who are on social media are constantly popping up on my feed, and this video should be as a reminder for me and for other people like you to actually being able to flourish in your skating without having to contemplate all the time how far you've come already. Because I sincerely believe that starting early and especially having been born a certain way is not necessarily a factual truth to develop your skill sets. Not only that, I really believe that you can find greatness in you without having to be born a certain way. The words talent. We throw it around all the time, and yet we are only conceptualizing it as something that we can do with ease. So that basically people who have been born a certain way and have to be blessed with parents that give them the skate genes, give you a more broad way to develop your skills. However, let me answer very quickly now and get to the explanation later. Before we head in, I'm making a lot of generalizations here, and I understand, but this is just here to illustrate a point so that you're more able to understand what I mean by that. But not only that, but also to help you to flatten the curve of self-infliction and self-doubt. So I want to put an emphasis on talent that I agree is innate and it gives you a steady foundation. However, it only applies to, I would say, in the stages of 20 years and younger. With talent alone, I think it's a really nice, steady and innate foundation that you can have. The more you grow, the less talent is actually of importance. Talent alone doesn't equate improving as an athlete, as a skater. So often as an adult beginner, we start off being curious about this kind of sport, and it's amazing because we have this interest and this passion that we have developed. However, we are often bombarded with overthinking and overcomplication, which people of the younger generations don't have. They oversimplify things, so they are not constantly laying in bed at night and being pessimistic about what they could reach because they're constantly comparing themselves to what social media shows them daily. They just do it for their enjoyment. And yes, I understand. It actually feels great to swirl in your own self-doubt and to show that your capacity to develop your own skills is lacking, because who doesn't want to show his self-deprecating behavior? I do. I mean, yes, sometimes. And isn't it great to say all the time that some people are just progressing faster and better, and that's time that you have already been doing, and yet, yes, it's just simply unfair. But life sometimes is unfair, and that's great. It really is. If you just want to repeat those common sayings, I mean, you do you. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to support you, which is why I'm making this video. So when you already started watching this video, you're doing a great step in the right direction. If you're this type of person who just does skating because you just do it for the enjoyment and you just really need 4 wheels below your feet, and go ahead, enjoy it. But some people like me who are always too competitive, they really want to grow as a skater. And I think growing as a skater is something that's fun, and why not? I mean, you can see all your progress as you have been doing for so long and see the results out of it, even if it takes a while. But if you are here to grow as a skater, it's just a disempowering belief to continue the way that you're doing and just, as I said before, have so much self-hatred for you, which is not the best. if you really want to grow. I mean, they're not going well together somehow, aren't they? So that boils down to the question, is talent necessary? And hell yes, now you're asking the real questions, because no. Talent in itself, like the innate talent, is so unimportant the more you grow as a person and a skater, that if you have reached a certain point in your skating life, that it's basically doesn't do anything anymore. It's only here to feed a stigma, to crush your own mental health even much more so than it was already before. And if some point, I mean, doctors are able to like, yeah, change our biology system, then you're here to judge everyone else before. But as long as that's not happening, well, Alright, I'm gonna be honest. There has been many people as well who have been declaring myself as talent, and I agree. I mean, I have heard people saying that to me. I mean, I not necessarily agree that I'm a talent because I've been working a lot. However, maybe I am talented, and this video is just all me bragging out that I'm just very skillful. But instead, I really want to throw the word talent back to you, because I think that I'm a living example so that you can reach the same thing that I do. It's basically what my channel is about. The name Yuki do it, which can be said you can do it. So everyone can do it, as long as you really decipher how you can do it. It's not about if you can do it, I mean you can definitely do it. And look, it might be scary, it might be hard. It's really tough to see that you're constantly comparing yourself to others and see that your progress that you've been made is almost irrelevant. You should really look at it from a different perspective. Namely, I want you all to introspect what you could actually improve on right now with longboarding. And so name it. And with that I mean besides talent, obviously. Yes, absolutely. Being unfocused while you're practicing, for example, when you go on your phone and constantly chat with people on WhatsApp, on Instagram, whatever. Or you can definitely listen to music if you get into the flow like that. No judgment when it comes to that. I do that myself. Second, what you can actually do is not to talk to your friends all the time that you're skating with. So your skate friends. And this is such a loner thing to say of me, but as long as you talk to them, at least ask them sometimes. You don't have to do it all the time, you know? You can definitely enjoy the time that you have with your friends while skating. And this is basically also what community and skating is about. So when I'm saying that, I'm just coming out from a very competitive mindset. And yeah, I mean, skating should be fun. So why am I doing this again? So as long as you're asking them constructive feedback, that should be alright. Like how to do a trick, how to do a dance step, how to move your body. And there's so many things to ask, and they should just act as an analysis for you. Because longboarding is all about constructive feedback and constant constructive feedback. Doing it all by your own is very inefficient. To cut it, it's basically to grow inside your circle of influence. So by that I mean like to grow inside the circle of influence. So like the circle of things, people, environments that you are in right now, your bubble basically, where you can improve. Yeah, so that you don't constantly have to worry what you cannot reach, because it's basically unreachable. Like if it's because of money and you can't travel, if it's because your parents are not allowing you to be a skater. Oh wait, that's completely irrelevant with this video. But as long as like anything beyond that circle of influence, you should not be worrying about. Not at all. Yeah, but I mean, it sounds really unfair of me to say that, but I think I can just, let's say, if life gives you lemonade. But some good advice that I can give you is that if you really have the money to do that, you can always travel to those certain specific locations that are called dock sessions. We have that in Europe, we have that in America, we have that in, I don't know if we have that here, like right now where I am in South Korea. But South Korea is basically a longboard heaven, so everyone is doing that here, like almost everyone. So you will definitely find a community where you can group up and find your passion that way, if it's not already. Other options are going to the Longboard Camp in Portugal. It's really worth it if you're starting out and if you want to have feedback from people that are really good at teaching. Or using YouTube. With this video, it's the starting point of where I want to teach you about longboarding, longboard dancing, and being efficient and learning. So there's many more to come. But if you're really ambitious on how to learn something really well and really efficiently, I recommend you to closely watch how the greatest artists, like violinists, were doing it for like the past recent years and decades, because they are the people, like the artists, I would say, who have studied their art so well to practice that we can basically apply this to longboard dancing as well. And forget about everything that's not inside your circle of influence, because it's just a limiting belief. I believe that talent in itself is so overrated and unnecessary that being untalented, in fact, is something that will give you the upper hand in the long run. So imagine someone who has been longboarding and being gifted with their talent as their genes for so long, and they have been doing it naturally, but there might come a point in life where they are not constantly improving so fast anymore. And as soon as they have reached the plateau, which they are not able to overcome, they are wondering what is wrong, because they were not the ones to actually being able to progress and stick to their performance in order to overcome those issues. So those who are untalented are the ones in the end who are able to withstand the toll and to overcome those things. And it's such a gratifying moment for those who are then able to do the trick, to do the step, to do all that. Longboarders who solely rely on talent alone will lack, in the end, the willpower to persevere when it comes to a point where it's really rough. While with untalented people, they have to explore every little step, every little practice in order to overcome that. And by that, are masters of analyzing their own art. And I think that's an even greater gift that you can have than the ones that are gifted and are talented. Because if you know and are able to analyze those things, you're able to overcome all the issues that are being put in front of you. The talented ones only rely on intuition. The untalented ones are there to break down through the mistakes and analyze it, while the talented ones are there to actually have those many mental breakdowns the more they grow, while the untalented ones are to skyrocket their own skill over a long time. It won't be gratifying at the moment, but it will be in the long run. But small little disclaimer, obviously there are definitely people who are talented, who have a great ethic, like a work ethic, a practice ethic, who I don't want to say that they are not being able to flourish with their own skill. Those generalizations are just here to signify a point. So in the end, it's really just a question of psychology, and there are definitely people who are fortunate enough, who have been raised in an environment or by parents who they have it significantly easier to stop ruminating themselves all the time, whether they have reached something or not, because they've been granted the freedom to express their feelings and to be able to do mistakes, but for some they don't. So what we call it in psychology, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, that as soon as you basically believe in all those mistakes that you are doing, you're just enduring all those mistakes for a longer and greater time, as you believe in yourself that you are actually doing all those mistakes. Although they might not even be true, but it will be true as long as you believe in it. It basically feeds their own ego, and to grow your negative belief system. And I understand that it's definitely hard for those. But yeah, this video has now become a therapy session, which I actually don't want to do. But yeah, just to raise a point, just to put an emphasis on what I just meant, imagine if your psyche, like you have the mental freedom to think and choose what you want to think about, positive and almost not negative, or at least neutral. There is like literally no one to shake that belief, even if it's like people on the internet, if it's like friends, if it's parents, like no one. They can say negative stuff about you, and I would say if it's constructive feedback, you should be listening. But there's like no one who's going to shake that away from you. And I do obviously also get some mood changes myself. I'm not perfect. I struggle a lot, and that's totally fine, and I think that you should actually be able to express that kind of feelings. I'm not here to say that you should just dial down to your emotions, like no. But that it's possible to fight it, you know? Like, yeah, not with your fist, but with your mind, obviously. Imagine So whatever you produce, and even if it's bad or if it's good, you're at least so objective about what you have put out that no one really is able to shake that away from you, and to be able to really scrutinize and analyze what you've done or not. So basically it's like when my parents are saying that I'm constantly lazy just doing YouTube videos, they don't know that I'm working 24/7 here and ripping my ass off. So I personally know that I've been working, although the work of YouTubers are definitely not the hardest thing to do, but he can't shake it. He can't take it away from me. Love you, Dad. And I mean, once you made it, once you be able to do the steps, the tricks, whatever, you know, you can congratulate you. You know that you've done it, and you can be proud of yourself, because that was all you have ever believed in. Like, the truth is, everyone has insecurities, and it's something that you should be tackling, and not to be drowning in your own insecurities all the time. In fact, I am a huge advocate. I have said this many times on my channel. I'm sorry if I'm saying it again, to get therapy. Man, it's a longboard channel. But all I want is that you're introspecting you, and that you're removing any excuses you have in your life, and yeah, to become a better human and a better skater. Both are great. And in the end, if you really want to just do something, a skill, whatever it is that you're great at, then go for it. It's good. Good priorities. But if you like skating and if you like this community, then stick with us, and definitely stick with me. Until next time, bye.